Can we chill out with the tipping? It's out of control. I don't know if there was a meeting, but now we suddenly have to tip on every single thing we buy in our lives. I'm over it. And I know you might be thinking, oh, Chris, you're a bad tipper. Oh, no. I'm a great tipper. I'm a fantastic tipper because I used to wait tables when I was younger and it stinks. It's a horrible job, so I have a lot of sympathy. 20% is my floor, okay? I do 30, 40, 50%, sometimes 100%. I go crazy. But it used to be you would just tip on certain things, right? Servers, bartenders, cab drivers, masseuses, baristas with the coffee. I'm not sure why exactly the baristas, why we're tipping there, but I'm okay. I'm not a savage. I'll do it. But now every other thing I'm tipping on a sandwich, or I'm tipping on a thing where I go fill up my own drink and bust my own table. And what, I have to wipe it down on? Do I have to mop the floor and still tip? And like, here's a couple questions for you. No, I'm over it. Okay. So maybe we could just chill out, walk it back a little, get back to a normal life.
Tipping culture has gotten out of control. It's no longer to the point where you're giving support and appreciation for someone's service if they were nice, respectful, fast, whatever it is, anything that made them have a good service. That's no longer what you're tipping for. You're tipping to make up for their salary because corporations decide that they don't want to pay their employees a livable wage. But if we're being honest, most wages aren't even livable. Whether you make 25 or 30, most wages aren't livable for a single person regardless. So tipping isn't really going to change anything. It only adds the cost to the customer. It passes it on to the customer. The customers who are already struggling and they just want to go out one time a week just to feel some kind of something inside of themselves. They don't want to feel dead every day, like they're a slave to the system. The one time they want to go out and do something, like eat out or, go have fun, like arcade or go get a massage or something, the tipping culture is outrageous. Don't even get me started on my barber went from 45 to 55 and you're still supposed to tip on top of that, like 20-30% for barbers. So you're going to spend 75 on the cut? That's outrageous.
I don't care what anyone says, and I know that people are going to disagree with me on this, but tipping culture is so freaking toxic. If you expect a specific amount for your service, include it in the price of your service. I have been an online fitness coach that has changed hundreds of people's lives, changed their lives, a service that you couldn't even pay enough money for to completely change your life. And have I ever once expected a tip for that? No, because that's not normal, right? You're paying for a service, an online coach, a doctor, a plumber, a mechanic. Do you tip? No. They have to go to just as much, if not more, schooling to get more education and don't expect a tip. Yeah, I just had a massage appointment rejected because I didn't tip last time. That's how toxic tipping culture is. I don't care what anyone says, it's toxic as fuck and it's greedy as fuck. If you expect a tip, raise your fucking prices.
Shake Shack. Placed my order on an iPad. I got absolutely no service. Yet on the iPad, I got asked if I wanted to tip. And they had the audacity to start at 15, 18, or 20%. Or how about this one? I went to a bar, I bought a drink, and in my receipt has a tipping option at the bottom. But they sneakily put in a service charge right above the tipping option. So whether I want to or not, I have to tip either way. Why are they asking me to tip twice? And then there's Starbucks. So I ordered my drink, which is already like $5, and then they have the audacity to ask me to tip as well. As someone who's worked in the hospitality industry for over 5 years, I strongly believe that tipping is correlated with the service that you offer. If you're already getting paid and it's your job to take an order and hand over a coffee, why do you have to ask for a tip? I'm not against tipping in general. I appreciate when somebody goes out of their way to ask me how my meal was, and I reward that with a tip to thank them. But when I get asked for money and I get nothing in return, is that really on me?
And just like the video said, I'm very much supporting the idea that if you sit down, or even if you do something like get a massage or a haircut and you enjoy the service was respectable, you do leave a tip. But starting at things like 20%, that's outrageous. Wanting a tip for picking up your own food, outrageous. Wanting a tip for doing something that's never required a tip, something you went to school for, trained for, to get paid a high salary. Shopping, we're going to see a clip of a lady who gets tipped from leaving an online order at Target. Their tipping culture is becoming, it's like a monthly bill. You need to set aside $200-300 just for tips, because people look at you crazy. They do stuff to your food. They might mess, if they know you're not going to tip, they might not want to serve you in the future. They might, do something in retaliation of no tip, because a lot of these workers, that's what their income is based off of. And it's sad, but it's the truth. Tipping doesn't only affect the customers, it also affects the workers. But instead of the main thing is, the customers and the workers like to argue back and forth between tips, when we should both be working together and looking up at the top and saying, why aren't y'all paying the workers decent wages? And it's not even about, we would have to raise the price. No, you wouldn't. You would just have to stop taking home a $20 billion bonus every year. You could give your employees more money without raising their prices. You just would have to take a pay cut. But let's be honest, $20 billion, you don't need that much money.
Did I miss something? Because I'm completely confused. So I just go to Dairy Queen to get an ice cream and a Blizzard for Doodlebug. So my total was $7.68. So I gave the lady $8 in cash. So she takes my $8 and she says, a minute later, she comes back to the window. Do you really want your 32 cents? And I looked a little confused. I said, yes. So she kind of got an attitude. Okay. So she closes the window. So I'm sitting here like, why would I not want my change? I'm just a little confused. So she comes back and she's going to give me the 32 cents. And I'm like, do people not normally want their change? Because I'm confused by what the hell just happened. And she says, well, people normally tip. The fuck? What is going on with this tipping culture? I fully understand tipping when I am getting a service done outside of their normal job. Like if I'm ordering groceries, if I am going to a restaurant and they are serving me my food, if I'm at, wherever that they do not make a full salary. What the hell am I tipping you for? You're already getting paid to work at Dairy Queen. So what am I tipping you more for? I am confused as hell. So now she has an attitude because I want my 32 cents in change. Absolutely, I want my 32 cents. The fuck is wrong? Look, y'all have gone too far with this tipping culture, period.
Here's the thing. Here's something I'm so tired of. Tipping culture has gotten out of control. Okay? It is out of control. Now, don't get me wrong. I am a good tipper when appropriate, right? But fast food has been around 60, 70 years. And they were not at the McDonald's window asking for 20%. Now, it's bad enough the prices of things have gone up. Okay? The price of life right now, every 15 minutes seems to rise, right? We don't even have a Dollar Tree no more. It's the $1.25 tree. Five Below need to change their name because they got stuff in there for $7. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, in service industry people, I need you to know my comments on this video are not a safe space for you, because I am not arguing the point of tipping when appropriate. When you get a service rendered directly to you, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? They're timely, they're professional, they do a good service. Those people deserve their money. But what we're not gonna do is charge $12 for a smoothie and then ask me for 20% on top of the $12. We're not doing that. They still don't ask you for a tip at the McDonald's. Why are you at Beyond Smoothie with first of all, the $12 smoothie is wrong. And then you want 20%. The way I'm not your audience, the way I'm gonna hit that no tip every time, it just is what it is.
Sometimes when I'm shopping online and I scroll to checkout I'll see a tip option. Tipping for what? Online products, not food. It's not food delivery. It'd be like a Shopify store with a tip option. What do you need a tip for? All you're doing is selling a product. You're delivering the product. But you need a tip for everything these days. It's like I said earlier, it's just an extra expense. An extra way to get money out of you when you're already struggling, just to keep you stuck even longer. In other parts of the world, they pay their workers regular wages. Whether it's minimum, above minimum, decent, it's not like they're paying them $6.50 an hour like here in America. They get paid $6 an hour and rely on tips. $7 an hour. Some states, like California and others, made it to where even servers have to get paid minimum wage. But most places, they can still pay their workers $6 an hour, and you have to pay their salary with tips.
At the risk of being called broke, I gotta ask, can we all admit that this tipping shit has gotten out of control? And don't get me wrong, restaurants, I get it. Waitresses, waiters, I know y'all only making about 45 cents an hour. And that's crazy. So I get it. The minimum I tip is about 15%, and I could tip up to 100% of the bill. It just depends on how I'm feeling. The drunker I am, the more I'm finna tip. You understand me? But if I'm placing an order online for some food and you're making me pay online, like there's no option for me to pay at pickup, don't ask me for no damn tip. I ain't even seen the food yet. What? I haven't even seen the food. I don't know what's going on with the food. I could get there and it looked like trash, and I'm already tipped 20%. You got to be kidding. What? And not to mention you folks that be providing services. I just seen this video. This girl went to go get a massage. They asked her to pay for the massage before she got the massage, and then asked for a tip before she got the massage, and then got mad when she tipped like 10%. What? That's crazy. What be on y'all's mental for real? Why not just increase if you want the tip that bad, increase your prices?
My husband warned me not to get on here and post about this, but when have I ever listened? I just got hit with a suggested $84 tip for Target. Let me explain. I went onto my Target app and saw that they were having a sale on their home delivery service, $49 for a whole year. My first thought was, awesome. Target's trying to compete with Amazon Prime. I'm all about it. It's going to save me time throughout the year. I purchased the $49 subscription. Then I go onto the app and I get an Apple Watch because mine was broken and I needed a new one, and 2 giant things of toilet paper. My husband added some vitamin waters and a couple pairs of shorts. When the lady drops off my order, I realize that only my Apple Watch and the 2 things of toilet paper are there. So I go into the app to see if something was canceled or she forgot something. And before I can go into my app, I have a suggested tip of $84. Now, I guess I should have figured, because the way that we tip on everything, that this was going to be a tip service. But I really thought it was like competing with Amazon Prime. So I feel terrible. I put myself through college serving tables. I understand the value of a good tip, but there's no way I'm paying someone $84 for getting the Apple Watch, walking across the aisle, getting the toilet paper, and then driving 3 minutes to my house. So I take the option for custom tip and immediately call customer service and ask to cancel my subscription. Now, this part made me mad. The lady on customer service said, well, you can add a custom tip. You don't have to tip that. And I'm just like, well, I'm not going to be a jerk. If these workers are doing this because they're expecting that tip as part of the salary, I'm not going to be the person a terrible tip and ruins their day. That's not okay with me. I can drive and go do pickup or go inside the store. It just really made me mad that that was Target's answer. Like, like, how about you pay your people a decent rate so that they don't expect an $84 tip? Favorite part of the story is that when I did get out of the tip screen and looked at my order, she had canceled the vitamin waters and the shorts, which kind of stunk because I was using a birthday coupon. And if you order pickup and they're out of stock, they give you the option to ship it to your home and you could still use your coupon or whatever else. Couldn't do that. So I go to order it and just have it sent to my house.
Okay, so this is my Monday rant. This might be an unpopular opinion. I don't know. Maybe it's common sense nowadays. I don't know. You tell me. But I feel, why do people feel like they could ask for a tip for everything now? Like, it's seriously a question. I am baffled on how people just ask for a tip. I mean, they don't even ask you. They just turn that little machine around and they're like, tip. No. I mean, you're not providing me a service. I'm not talking about a sit-in restaurant. I'm not talking about a place where they actually do provide a service. I'm talking about the places like frozen yogurt. I serve my own damn yogurt. I put on the little toppings on it. I take my little cup to you and you just ring me up. And they give you like this weird look, like, you're not going to give me a tip? No, I'm not going to give you a tip. You didn't do anything for me. I just went to a concert at the Forum on Saturday. There's a lot of food vending places, had big lines. So I saw they have like these fast food lanes. Basically, they have refrigerators. You just grab your drink, whether it's a beer or water. And they had like a couple of snacks too. So there was no line there. I'm like, great. This is what I'm going to, I grabbed me some popcorn. I grabbed me a drink. And I went up to the girl who had a small little stand. The little machine, no cash is accepted. So you could just pay with your card. She turns the little machine around and she has the audacity to punch in the 15%. She pushes the 15% and then she's like waiting for me to approve it. Fuck no. No. I deleted the 15% tip and I didn't give her a tip. Why would I give you a tip? Like, you did nothing for me but ring me up. To me, it's just simply insane. There are some food places like Subway or I Love Poke where they prepare your sandwich or they prepare your bowl. I personally appreciate, to me, there's like a certain artistry to making a sandwich and or preparing a bowl. So I appreciate a nice bowl or a nice sandwich. Even though I'm just going to eat it, I don't care. But if you make me a nice bowl and you're not just piling everything everywhere, I'm going to give you a tip because I appreciate those things. I guess my point is, it should be my like, leave it up to me when I feel like I should tip you. But this particular person on Saturday like really irked me, how she just